to keeping Southwest Oklahoma safe during severe weather. This is the Texoma Weather Lab.
Hi, I'm Skylar, owner of Sky Roofing. I know it can be a daunting task when it comes to replacing your roof. That's why at Sky Roofing, we take the pain out of the process and handle everything for you from start to finish, including working with your insurance provider. Remember, you don't have to see damage for there to be damage present. That's why we offer complimentary inspections, and never do we ask for any money until the job is complete. For an easy, painless process and a job done right, we invite you to call Sky Roofing today and allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Well, thanks for hopping on for a check of this week's forecast. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Bowling. Hopefully you had a wonderful weekend. Yeah, we had to dodge a lot of wind out there. The potential for storms. We just had a strong lid over the atmosphere both Saturday and Sunday that prevented storms from even forming, and that's what we're going to be paying attention to heading into your Monday as well. There is a higher threat level with storms that get going, but can we get storms to overcome that lid? That's going to be the main key as we go through tomorrow afternoon into your Monday, and then expecting to see a chance of rain sticking around for much of the week. So we'll talk about that and more coming up here in just a couple minutes. But first, want to thank the folks that continue to support this channel and make it what it is, the free resource for you and your family throughout the severe weather season, allowing us to make upgrades like adding the app and adding the channel and adding the cameras all across the region that continue to grow our reach and our focus here right across Southwest Oklahoma. But first, want to thank Emily and the Rustic Ranch up in Elgin. That's a unique and affordable boutique up there in northeastern Comanche County. You know, we're getting into the summer season. Maybe you're rethinking your wardrobe. You're swapping things out from spring to summer. You want more of that rustic Western flair. Definitely want to check out their Facebook page or visit their store at 8209 US Highway 277 in Elgin. That's on the north side of town. That's the highway bends north towards Fletcher. Or you can reach out to them at 580-699-9827. Of course, if you're in the market for your dream home or you're looking to sell your home, you want 20 years of experience in the lot market to go to work for you. And obviously, with 155-star reviews on Zillow, she's got to be doing something right. So give her a call. She's at 580-704-9916 or stop by at 1701 Northwest Cache Road. Of course, once you have that home, you need to insure it, or you're also looking for a new life insurance policy, a new car insurance policy. Maybe you have a new driver, a new boat in the family. You got to insure all of that. You want to reach out to the good neighbor here in town. That is Mr. Vincent Saylor. He is in the Green and Glass building right next to Wright Donuts. That's at 2401 West Gore Boulevard. You can reach out to him and see if he can save you some money by bundling some of those policies. He is at 580-699-2771. Veteran-owned business here out in Cache. That's going to be the Drone Zone. If you're looking for drones or drone supplies, or you're also looking for aerial photography of a house you're trying to sell, or just trying to survey your property, or even if you're a realtor, you're trying to scan the inside of your building so that those prospective buyers don't even have to step foot in that building. They can go right on their computer and take a look at that. He has got all of that taken care of for you. All the whiz-bang fancy gadgets, he's got it all taken care of for you. You can reach out to him at 850-566-3338. And of course, my friends over at the Apache Casino Hotel, the entertainment district over on the east side of town, they've got a good concert lineup coming in up here for the upcoming summer. The Fab Four Beatles tribute band is coming up here on June 11th. Comedian Rodney Carrington, pretty big act coming in here in the middle of August. And then Ann Wilson is coming in here heading towards September 17th. So concerts starting to fill up for their calendar. Make sure you check out their box office or check their website for any details about any of those upcoming shows. Of course, want to thank the folks that have supported this from the beginning. That will be the Coast Technology Group. Want to thank them for their support of my technology needs here, helping me get set up with some of the cameras out there. But if you have anything from your computer network all the way up to your security cameras, to your conference room space, to your auditorium or your church, they can get you squared away. Bring them your ideas. They'll have some of their own. If it plugs in, they want to help you out with it. 580-357-4482 is how you get a hold of them. And of course, my exclusive roofing sponsor, they literally have protected the Texoma Weather Lab here from the storm a few years ago that brought hail to much of Lawton. But if you have problem with storm damage, sagging gutters, warped siding, you suspect you took some damage from some recent hailstorms, scan this QR code below me or call 580-917-5850, and a project manager will reach out to you and schedule that complimentary inspection. So again, it's the team I trusted with my roof here at the Texoma Weather Lab. First, I want to talk about the broad picture here. We've got a big storm system coming in here out of the Four Corners region throughout the day on Monday. You can see those reds and yellows coming right through southeastern Colorado, western Kansas, the panhandles. That's going to be the energy that helps to drive things as we go into Monday. But then this U-shaped pattern sticks around for much of this week, bringing several waves of rain and storms, not all severe, still some decent rain chances here off and on throughout the remainder of this week. And we'll talk about that and more coming up in just a little bit. But first, again, if you haven't done so already, make sure you download the Shane Burke Glass and Mirror Texoma Weather Lab app. Again, it is free in the App Store. It gives you the live radar right there on your phone. Right on the starting screen now, you can get current information, hourly forecast, daily forecasts as well. You're going to be able to get the 24/7 channel right there. If you have to take shelter from any of these storms, just click the 3 bars up in the top left, bring up live stream, and any of my coverage is going to be right there in the app. So make sure you download that. It is absolutely free. And if you tap the little antenna icon, we've got some new cameras out there as well. We did add Hobart, one of our cyclone port stations out there in Kiowa County. Got some great views of the General Tommy Franks celebration and freedom here back on Saturday. So great look here, and that's going to be a perfect view for storms coming in out of the west. We have another one that's going up in Paul's Valley that we're still trying to work out the kinks on. And then the folks in Geronimo got me squared away there. You can see the domes for Geronimo High School right there. You can see the Wichitas out in the distance. That'll be a great shot here across southern Comanche County as well. But let's talk about what we've got coming up here in store for this Monday forecast. We've got a dry line surging in. We've got a lot of energy, but are we going to be able to overcome the cap above our heads? That's going to be the main question, and we've seen the answer the past couple of days. The cap is 1. We haven't seen any storms. Will that hold true for a third straight day? Temperatures are going to be well into the 80s, even some mid-90s behind the dry line out towards the west. And you can see the soupiness. There's going to be some high dew points out there. Mid 70 dew points is extremely soupy. And then you can see it cut down around Highway 183 where that dry line surges in. We'll have to pay close attention to this. This is what one of the models is suggesting as far as storm energy. That takes into account the heat and the humidity. And we're going to be looking for those little areas you see at the bottom of the screen where you have these little surges or dry line bulge, where we have these little curved sections. That's where you have winds at the surface that are coming more out of the southeast. So that's where you have some more focused rotation. We'll have to see if anything manages to get going, things will become potentially tornadic. So again, if the cap doesn't hold, we will see storms becoming quickly severe heading through Monday afternoon. But again, we have another strong cap in place. I think storms are likely up north of I-40 right now. And if you're watching this, this is being taped as of Sunday evening. The level 3 enhanced risk was north of I-40 up around Enid and the Stillwater area, and that continues up into Kansas. We'll see if that's extended further south for a higher chance at seeing severe weather down in this corner of the state. But again, if anything overcomes the cap, it will quickly become severe after 5 o'clock here on Monday. Baseball size hail, 75-mile-per-hour winds, strong tornadoes will all be possible if anything can manage to get going. Not everybody will see a storm here heading into Monday, but a higher likelihood is with the cold front sweeping through after midnight, Monday night into the first part of Tuesday. So as you're getting ready to head out the door to work or school, it's going to be pretty rumbly out there. So you definitely want the wet weather gear here as you head out the door. As we go through the morning hours, golf ball size hail, gusts to 70 with the strongest storms along that line. And this is what that may look like by 7 a.m. on Tuesday. You can see that line coming through Purcell and up towards Rush Springs, Marlow, through Lawton, down into Walters, Grandfield, and all the way back into Northwest Texas. So that's what that front may look like by 7 a.m. as many of you are starting to head out the door. Rather gusty storms with some hail. Not expecting much of a tornado threat by first thing Tuesday morning. But here is that rough timeline here. It looks like mainly 3 to 5 a.m. for areas around Hollis, Altus, Hobart, Anadarko, Cordell, Sayre. We're looking roughly 5 to 7 a.m. for that front to pass through Frederick, Lawton, Cache, Elgin, Walters, Duncan, Falls Valley, Purcell, Rush Springs, Chickasha. And then still lingering in that 7 to 10 range down around, let's say, Velma, Ulrika, Ringling, Ardmore, Marietta, Sulphur. So we're going to be watching those areas throughout the mid-morning hours coming up on Tuesday morning. As far as your forecast here for the next 7 days, thanks to my friends at Sky Roofing, they've got you covered. Make sure you give them a call, 580-917-5850, or scan the QR code below me. Again, conditional risk here today. All depends on if we can overcome the threat of the cap here over our heads for Monday. Not everybody's going to see a storm again, but if it does develop, it's going to quickly become severe. Very large hail, damage and winds, tornadoes, all possible. Highs are going to get close to 90. And then you can see some off and on waves of rain and storms. It's going to be heaviest Tuesday morning and then becoming more isolated to scattered Tuesday afternoon. Drops us down into the upper 70s. We see more Wednesday night and then more off and on storms throughout the day. Thursday, that gets highs down into the mid 70s. And then there are some spotty showers lingering heading into Friday and then starting to dry out a little bit more. Not perfectly dry, but starting to dry out for the most part heading into this weekend. And you'll notice temperatures starting to climb back up through the low to mid 80s there. So something we're watching out for. Again, just a reminder, not everybody expecting to see storms on Monday. That cap holds for a third straight day. We won't see anything, but there is a higher potential, a higher high-end threat with storms today. Again, I think a little bit more energy in the neighborhood. I think storms, again, still likely north of I-40 heading through Monday. But can we get it to zipper down and begin to develop down here in southwest Oklahoma? That is something we'll be fine-tuning with that forecast throughout the day on Monday. So make sure you stay tuned for updates. I'll be sending out alerts as needed through the Texoma Weather Lab app. And, of course, if there's any watches or warnings that pop up, if you have downloaded the app, you will get those just for your location when you get that set up as well. So I'll be watching things throughout the day on Monday. Otherwise, make sure you have a plan. No reason to be scared. As long as you've got a plan, make sure you're prepared, not scared. We'll get you covered throughout Monday, and then we'll talk more about off and on rain chances for the middle of this week. Otherwise, have a wonderful week. We'll see you again next Sunday. Take care.